Hey guys, welcome to Foil Fridays. This is Tucker with you, and today we're going to talk about rear wings, the size of them, and what changing that is going to do for your foil and for your ride. So let's dive into it and get started. As with all of our blogs, if you've been watching for a while now, you already know the trick. Click the button in the top right hand corner, the eye icon we call it. That's going to take you to a written blog at our website and our Foil Boarding Knowledge Center. And what that's going to do is give you a written blog for what we're talking about here today. And more often than not, you're going to find a lot more information or more clear information there rather than just watching a video. So be sure to click into that to follow along or check it out after the video is done and peruse around in there and see what else you can find. Today we are going to be talking about wing sizes, particularly rear wing sizes. We don't talk about this a whole lot because the front wings got a lot of the attention in the foil setup, being that they do provide a lot of the lift and really essential in choosing the right foil. But the rear wings are super important as well. Here I'm holding an NP Glide Surf small and large wing. If you look at them next to one another, there's a significant difference here, but they're both still surf wings. You'll notice there is a slight difference in the anhedral bend on these, or the V we would call it in this one, based on that size and the design. So for the Glide Surf, both the small and the large would come with your large foil. That's to help fine tune that. If you're looking for a little less lift and a more maneuverable ride, you're going to grab the small. If you want something a little bit more stable or the ultimate lift or pump out of the foil, you're going to go with the large. Now for the medium and the small, it does not include the large, simply because they really ride better with the small. I have ridden the medium with the large, and it does give a little bit harder pumping impulse and kind of move the stance forward or the center of balance forward over the foil. But really there's no massive performance change there with the medium, so you really are not going to be using the large with the medium very often, except maybe you wakeboard guys out there, riding behind the boat when you really want that maximum pump and don't care a whole lot about your edge-to-edge maneuverability. Then maybe you might want to grab a large to give that a shot, just to really maximize the power of your pump, and you're not so worried about the top end speed and the lift at the top end, so it's not going to affect you too much. If you're a kiteboarder, the rear wing is also very important and probably the most neglected in kiteboarding. Really, with these different wing sizes, you get a different effect with both the small and the large. Now what might that do for you? Well, as we had talked about before, the small is going to be a little bit more maneuverable, both side to side and up and down in its response. So if you're looking for something a little faster to respond, a little bit more aggressive in the way that it turns and pumps, then the small is good. The large is going to be a little bit more stable or subdued, a little bit more longboard-esque, we'll call it. You're going to make slower movements, a little bit smoother, not quite as agile or as reactive to your movements. So if you're riding in slower conditions or just really looking to draw out those turns or maximize that lifty feeling, the large can do that for you. As I had mentioned before, if you're looking to gain a little bit more power out of your pump, especially at a slower speed, the larger wings can do that. Now one thing that's really popular nowadays is the Moses Onda 91, or you may have heard the Moses 633 or Slingshot Ghost Whisper 91. It's their big wing. That wing is unique in the fact that it provides good lift on the low end speed, but also has a really significant high end speed. However, with that big wing they have on there, it really has a lot of lift and stability, almost to the point where it gets kind of tracky when you're really going fast. So what you're getting there is a lot of people moving from that bigger wing, kind of similar to this, to a slightly smaller wing that typically isn't used with that wing. So really it expands the range or the comfortability of that front wing without having to invest in an entirely new system. Just gives you kind of another flavor out there to try out and have fun with. If you have any questions about any of these wings or what might work with yours, as always, feel free to reach out. We're going to put some information in the blog, some popular combinations and how they affect the ride. So jump in there and check that out. As far as cross-brand compatibility. There's really not a lot of it when you talk about wing compatibility to other fuselages and different brands. So you're not going to find a lot of, huge changing options here. You can't put an NP wing on a slingshot hover glide or anything like that. Jump into the blog there and you'll find some different popular combinations, what they do for you, and reach out to us because we love playing with this kind of different stuff and trying out different stuff. Even if it seems ridiculous, we want to get out there and try it. And hey, we probably already have if you're curious about it, so feel free to reach out. As always, give us a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe so you can get notified when we're dropping more, and if you have any questions or comments about the video, drop those in the comments section below. We will do our best to respond, and we'll see you next week on Foil Fridays. This has been Tucker.